LEGO is officially teaming up with Pokémon. That's right, two of the most collectible, nostalgia-loaded brands on the planet are finally crossing paths. But this isn't just another colorful box to stack on a shelf. It might be the biggest collab in toy history, and it could completely change the way we see LEGO sets, Pokémon, and even how people invest in toys. Now, LEGO's no stranger to big-name collabs. They've already joined forces with Star Wars, Harry Potter, Marvel, Nintendo, and even Ferrari. These partnerships turned out to be gold mines, driving demand, making fans line up around the block, and creating sets that often skyrocketed in value once LEGO stopped making them. But Pokémon is on a totally different level. This franchise isn't just popular, it's a global obsession. Pair that with LEGO, a brand that's been mastering the art of scarcity for decades, and you've basically got the perfect storm. Because here's how LEGO operates. They produce sets for just a few years, sometimes even less. Once a set retires, prices can soar. That old LEGO cargo terminal, it was sold for under 18 months and now goes for nearly triple the price. Some sets have seen returns over 60% in just a couple of years, and outpacing stocks, gold, and definitely your cousin's Beanie Babies collection. So when LEGO and Pokémon finally team up, it isn't just fans getting excited. Investors and collectors are already watching closely, hoping this becomes the next big jackpot. But here's the real kicker. Why is LEGO still booming? Even if flipping bricks isn't quite as easy or profitable as it once was, maybe it's because this is about more than toys. It's a carefully crafted obsession economy, one that keeps people buying, collecting, and dreaming, long after the plastic pieces are snapped together. Here's the truth. LEGO isn't just about building cool stuff, it's also really good at making people want their sets by keeping them hard to get. How do they do it? For starters, LEGO retires most of their sets pretty quickly. That means after a year or two, or sometimes just a few months, they stop making them completely. When that happens, you can't buy them from LEGO anymore. Your only choice is paying way more on sites like eBay, or hoping a toy store still has some left. This is why some sets shoot up in price. That Ant-Man set was only made for about 4 months, and now it's way more expensive. But sets like the mine from Minecraft, which stuck around for a couple years, didn't really jump in value. Basically, the shorter LEGO makes a set, the rarer and pricier it gets later. LEGO also loves doing special and limited sets, like that tiny gold minifigure called Mr. Gold. They only made 5,000 of him, so now he's super valuable. Or sets you could only get at Comic-Con, like the Boba Fett and Han Solo brickheads. Once they're gone, fans will pay a lot just to get their hands on them. For a long time, LEGO even had sets you could only buy in certain parts of the world, like New York's I Heart NY minifigures, or those awesome Chinese New Year sets that were only sold in Asia. Fans everywhere else were pretty mad, so LEGO changed the rules in 2019. Now, most of these sets come out worldwide after a few months. LEGO also gives out little bonus sets called gifts with purchase. You buy a big LEGO set and you get a small exclusive set for free. Those freebies can end up being really valuable too. All of this does one thing. It makes people feel like if they don't buy right now, they might never get another chance. Nobody wants to miss out and pay double later, or see a hole in their LEGO collection. So yeah, LEGO says it's all about fun and building. But behind the scenes, it's also about making things rare on purpose. And that keeps fans and collectors buying, hoping they won't be the ones left out. LEGO isn't just for kids anymore, and that's not by accident. Over the last decade, LEGO has gone all in on adults. There's even a name for it, AFOL, short for Adult Fans of LEGO. These are people who grew up with LEGO, took a break, and then rediscovered it later in life. Now they're buying $700 Titanic replicas and $500 Lord of the Rings sets. Not to play with, but to proudly display on a shelf. And LEGO is fully embracing this shift. Sets like the 6,000-piece Eiffel Tower or the $850 Millennium Falcon are built for adults. Extra detailed, super complex, and definitely not something you hand to a toddler. These aren't toys anymore. They're collectibles, conversation pieces, little bricks of status. For adults, LEGO taps into way more than just nostalgia. It's calming, therapeutic, like meditation, but with instructions and tiny plastic parts. Many people say building LEGO helps them disconnect from work, stress, and decision fatigue. It's structured, relaxing, and gives you a sense of accomplishment when the final piece clicks into place. And sure, some collectors still care about resale value. But for most AFOLs, the emotional reward is greater than the financial one. LEGO knows this. That's why they've built an entire ecosystem around adult fans, launching exclusive sets, running targeted ad campaigns, and even creating a full community platform with events, fan voting, and rewards. The AFOL community has exploded online too, sharing builds, tips, and nostalgia all over YouTube, Reddit, and Instagram. between the soothing build experience, the stunning final models, and the deep sense of community, LEGO has found a winning formula for grown-ups who never fully outgrew their favorite childhood hobby. And it's working. LEGO's adult product line now makes up a big chunk of their sales and helped grow their revenue even while the rest of the toy industry shrank. So what does it say when one of the most childlike brands in the world is now a go-to for stressed-out adults? And how did LEGO manage to turn nostalgia into a billion-dollar business strategy? When people talk about LEGO as an investment, they usually mean flipping sets for a profit. But for most collectors, especially adults, the real motivation isn't about making money. It's emotional. For a lot of fans, LEGO isn't just plastic bricks. It's a connection to childhood, a piece of nostalgia they can hold on to, build with, and proudly display. And that connection drives buying decisions more than resale value ever could. Think about it. Why do so many people buy sets just to keep them sealed in the box? Why are entire shelves filled with completed builds that haven't been touched in years? It's not about flipping them for cash. It's about owning something before it disappears forever. The fear of missing out is stronger than the urge to resell. Whether it's a limited edition Star Wars ship or a retiring modular building, the idea that you might never find it again is enough to hit that buy now button. These sets become emotional trophies, symbols of childhood joy, favorite movies, or even just a relaxing weekend build. For many adult fans, finishing a big set and placing it on a shelf brings more satisfaction than any stock chart could. The value comes from the experience, the memories, and the visual impact, not the market price. And LEGO knows this. That's why so many of their high-end sets are designed to be displayed, not played with. From the sleek architecture series to giant movie replicas, they're meant to be shown off, like artwork you built yourself. Of course, some collectors still track value and keep an eye on retiring sets, but for most, the motivation isn't profit, it's personal. And that's exactly why LEGO's business model works so well. They make their money at the point of sale. They don't care if a set gets flipped later, they've already won when you check out. So whether a buyer is hunting for the next big investment or just doesn't want to miss out on a favorite build, LEGO wins either way, which raises the question, if we're not buying to resell and we're not even building to play, what exactly are we collecting and why can't we stop? This LEGO x Pokémon team-up could be huge. Honestly, it might even be bigger than LEGO's Star Wars sets. And that's saying a lot. For starters, Pokémon is the world's biggest nostalgia machine. It's not just a game, it's a global obsession. Pokémon has sold over 440 million video games, printed more than 52 billion cards, and pulled in over $100 billion across games, shows, and merch. That's more than Star Wars, Marvel, and Harry Potter when it comes to total money made. Just look at the Pokémon trading card game. Adults pay thousands for shiny pieces of cardboard that remind them of being kids. That proves people will spend serious cash to relive childhood memories. So what happens when you mix that kind of Pokémon nostalgia with LEGO's carefully engineered scarcity? You get a recipe for sets that might become holy grails from day one. This crossover is going to pull in three giant groups: Pokémon fans who never cared about LEGO, LEGO collectors who never cared about Pokémon, and totally new fans who just want a piece of the hype. People are already losing their minds speculating about what these sets could look like. Imagine building a brick version of Pikachu, Charmander, or Squirtle, or maybe even Pallet Town or a battle arena. But there's also a worry hanging over this whole thing: scalpers and bots. Pokémon card fans know this pain all too well. Products sell out instantly, then pop up online for double or triple the price. Some people are scared the same thing could happen with these LEGO Pokémon sets. The good news? It doesn't look like these will be tiny, super limited runs. LEGO will probably make enough so patient fans can get them without paying scalper prices. Still, that won't stop the day one chaos, because at the end of the day, this collab isn't just about toys. It's about two powerhouse brands tapping into people's love for their childhoods, their collections, and a bit of that fear of missing out. And for LEGO, this could be the partnership that keeps them on top of the toy world for years to come. This LEGO x Pokémon team-up might also kick off a mini boom in LEGO investing. You'll probably see people buying multiple sets, one to build and a couple more to stash away in hopes they'll be worth a fortune later. It could also make more people look at LEGO as a serious collectible again, even beyond Pokémon. New fans might start grabbing other LEGO themes thinking, hey, maybe this will be the next big thing to go up in value. But here's the twist: even if resale prices drop later on, LEGO still wins. They already made their money the moment everyone rushed to buy these sets. Because at the end of the day, LEGO isn't just selling colorful bricks. They're selling nostalgia and FOMO, all perfectly packaged to make sure you feel like you need to buy now or miss out forever. LEGO x Pokémon might look like just another fun collab, But it's really a masterclass in how two of the world's most nostalgic brands turn childhood memories into billion-dollar empires. If you're curious how other viral products shape culture and your wallet, check out more of our videos. And if you like these kinds of deep dives, go ahead and subscribe. We've got plenty more coming.